Dus iedereen krijgt nou een berichtje waarschijnlijk dat hij loopt. Kijk. Ja, en dan moet ik even de naam veranderen, dus dan even, dat doe ik dan op de telefoon.
Oh echt? Ja, zo goed. Er staat een auto weer achter de deze geloof ik. Ja, dat is het, maar ik heb hem ook opgevat. Dat is niet te doen. Nee. En ik zat vanmiddag even bij de bushalte, ik was nog naar Arnhem geweest. En ik moest een kwartier wachten naar het ijskoud, gewoon die wind dan worden zit. Als het op de voorman leek. Ja, maar ik heb ook een kwartier fout van voorwerk. Dus niet af. Dus halte ik was naar Arnhem geweest.
Wat wil je over het
ijskoud, gewoon die wind dan worden zit. Als het op de voorman leek. Ja, dit moment halen. Hoe kan het dan? Is het opgenomen? Hier is vriend. Hallo?
Ja, radio.
Hallo. Wat is er nou dan?
Niks.
Hallo? Ja, dat is goed. Nee, dus het is wel goed. Want eigenlijk kan de laag. Dus ik zou komen zien van achter. Oh, deze, dat ja.
Hi, good evening, and welcome everyone to the F1 Tonight China Grand Prix. So last week we had Australia, and we had some interesting winners on that one, but I'll run through that in a minute with you. What we're going to do now is we're going to start with the qualifying. We're going to have 3 qualifying sessions, so it'll be Q3 with our 18 runners this evening, and I'll run through those as we go through them. And then Q2 will be down to 15, and then Q1 down to the final 10. So we'll be kicking off now with Q3, and as I say, what I'll do is I'll run through the runners and also run through the results and where people are at this moment in time. So to start off with, let's run through what happened last week. We had the Australian Grand Prix last week. Unfortunately, a few issues with regards to broadcast, but I'm happy to give you the results with regards to that. And interestingly enough, we had Buddha in first place in the Renault, so he took the 25 points and is currently leader of the team, of the drivers. We had second place was Slim for Williams with 18 points. Third place was Martin for Toro Rosso with 15 points. Fourth was Porkma for Mercedes with 12 points. Bo for Ferrari was 5th. Bass for Ferrari was 6th. So they took 10 and 8 points respectively, so 18 altogether there for Ferrari. Renault picked up the 25, so they're in the lead. Williams picked up the 20 points, so they're in second place with 20 points, as Peter came in 9th place, so he picked up 2 points. So quite an interesting little turnaround. So basically we have Renault leading the team championship, followed by Williams, followed by Ferrari, followed by... Let's see what happens now. So all we'll do is get things ready on here. So we'll go with the tyres. So everyone's going on the Supersofts at this moment in time. China's quite a difficult track. We've got 2 DRS zones. So we've got the first DRS zone as you're coming up past turn 13 on the long straight. That's in sector 3. Brings you down to the hairpin, and then when you get past or coming up to the start-finish straight, you have the second DRS zone, which basically starts on just after turn 16. So we've got the drivers going out on the majority of drivers on Supersoft. We've got John F1. He's in the on the softs, and Michael is also on the softs. So let's get out with some of the drivers there. Let's get in firstly with Bo in the Ferrari. I think he's on his flying lappers, yeah. So he's going through turns 2, 3 and 4 there. Turn 5, it's turn 6. So this is a very interesting track. A lot of turns, fast turns, long straights for really building up that speed. So it will certainly play towards the teams that have that straight line speed without any shadow of a doubt. So it's a real racing track, not really a street track. A few other runners out there. Gang and Nicky, Gamble in the McLaren, Slim in the Williams, Peter, John in the Haas, Miguel in the Toro Rosso, Buddha there in the Renault, last week's winner. Slacky there, his teammate in the Renault, Alfred in the Force India, Grim in the Red Bull there, Mike in the Mercedes, Martin in the Red Bull, Portmer in the second Mercedes. Nom's in the garage and is Stoner at this moment in time. So no time setters yet. Oh, we've got the first time. So we've got Toro on a 1:34. So he set the pace for Q1. So 1:34. We've got Slacky. Slacky's now come in with the Renault on a 1:35. Oh dear, he's just spun out there. It's like on turn 2. He's back on the track though, he's happy with that. Got Martin there in the Toro Rosso. Just done a 1:36. John in the Haas, 1:36. In the Force India there, 1:37. Buddha's just set a time now as well, so he's coming the 4th, 1:35.7. So all pretty relaxed at this moment in time. Let me give you some statistics. So the first Grand Prix held here in China was actually in 2004. And the lap record was set by Michael Schumacher that same year as a 1:32.238. So we're certainly getting close to that so far. We're only 2 seconds apart as it stands at this moment in time. The whole race distance is 305 kilometres. Circuit length itself is just under 5.5 kilometres, and we're going to be looking at 56 laps this evening, so it will be a full race. So all the guys really getting geared up now for this season. It's first season effectively of 2018. Obviously, we are still running with the 2017 version of the game. 2018 is going to be coming out until August. We do things a little bit different here, so we don't actually run in sync, obviously, with the true or the real world F1. But what the guys look to do is do 2 to 3 seasons a year. So effectively, although we are in 2018, I believe they are still classifying it as the 17th season, so it's the 3rd stint of the 17th season. Obviously, because we are on the 17 itself, it was the 2nd. I'll have to confirm that, to be fair. I'm not too sure on that, but I will confirm that with the guys. So everyone's gone out. First 11 drivers set their times. Let's go out with the guys that are out. So Bass is out at the moment. Hasn't set timers yet. Ooh, both still holding on to that first place with that 134.8. Let's see what his teammate can do here. Should suit the Ferrari with the straight and straight line speed, certainly. So on the back straight there, coming round now. Turn 13. Long sweeping turn 13. Comes down that long straight. Sector 3 there, it's the DRS zone, coming down to turn 14. The hairpin at the bottom. Coming round into the pit straight. Now coming up to the start finish. Turn 16. As he goes around turn 16, he'll set the second DRS point, which will take him over the line. Oh yes, 134.2. So he's taken the first place from his teammate there. Superb run there by Bass. Let's see who else is out at the moment. So we've got Paul Moran in the Mercedes at the moment. He's on a 136.1 so far. Not too sure if he's on a flying lap or not. Going down that back straight now. So let's stay with Paul, see how he does, if he betters his time. It's on 136 at this moment in time. Coming around turn 14, 15 there. Speeding up towards 10 and 16. Slam on the brakes. Straight turn into there. DRS zone activated. Is he going to improve on that? Let's have a look. And he has. Yep, he's done a 135.6. Hasn't necessarily improved his place too much there, but well, looks like we've got Force India coming. So Bass still out there. Riding now with Peter in the Williams. Hasn't set a time as yet, so let's stay with him, see how he's doing. He's on the first sector there. Coming up to turn into start finish straight there. So he's on his flying lap now as he comes into turn 1, 2, 3. So really it's almost like a shell design. It comes back on itself. Then a hard left there into turn 3, 4. Straighten up there. 5. Come to the bottom 6. Sharp right hander there. Sweeping round now on turn 7. Coming through to 8, turning round now. Full speed when they're going through them there. Slow right down into turn 9, into 10. Get on that straight there. And then we've got that hard uphill turn 11, 12. So turn 12 and 13 effectively rolling into one there. As you're coming around into the final straight, sector 3. It's got DRS to activate. So the flaps open up, it's coming down now to turn 14. Hard on the brakes there, hard. Turn that car in. Right, straighten her up. Line her up there for turn 16 as you come into the start-finish straight. Second DRS point as you come straight through there, over the DRS point, on that start-finish. Let's see what Peter does. And he's on a 137, puts him into 11th place. Let's go with Zwoof now in the Red Bull. Hasn't set a time as yet. He's getting himself lined up here. It's 11, 12, turn 13, coming onto that straight now. Turn 10. Hard left uphill to 11. Rolling round 12 and 13. Gets on that long straight there with the DRS zone coming up. As he comes up to the DRS point, flap open, top speed there, speed trap there just going past. Ooh, hard brake, hard, turn 14, over that, line her up, and point her in for turn 16. So as he comes now, and that start finish straight, he's got DRS. And he's set at 135, so that puts him over to 10th place. So we've got our 15 riders there for Q2. Miguel to set a time is coming down now. Miguel and Stone to set a time. Stone is still in the pits. So Mel comes around turn 14 now, lines her up 15. Puts that foot down for 16, hard, brake, turn left into there, get that DRS enabled, open her up. And Miguel's on a 143, so unfortunately he's out of Q2 as he stands at this moment in time. Interestingly enough, we seem to have, according to my computer here, John out on intermediates. He's in the pit. So let's run with our top 10 as we are at this moment, or top 15. So we have Bass currently with first position there. Teammate Bowen in second Ferrari, in second place on a 134. Slacky there on a 135. This season, as we said, he's running with the Renault. So great position there for Slacky. Then we have Grim in fourth position as it stands at this moment in time. Grim on the Red Bull there. Then we have Buddha in the Renault, just coming in now. He's in fifth at this moment in time. Then we have Anganiki in the Force India in sixth. Martin's in the pits at the moment, so he might be having issues, not too sure what's happened there. He's in seventh at this moment in time. Martin in the Toro Rosso. Then we have Portmer. Portmer at this moment in time is in 8th position, and Portmer's driving the Mercedes. Then we have Mike Ebb, his teammate there, in 9th position. Zwoof in 10th position, and Zwoof is driving the second Red Bull. Then we have Peter F1 in 11th in the Williams. John F1 in the Haas. He's in 12th position at this moment in time. Boyke there in the Sauber in 13th. Sam Shamey in the Williams in 14th. Alfred in the Force India in 15th. So those are our drivers for Q2 as it stands at this moment in time. Miguel unfortunately just out of that. Miguel in the Toro Rosso, and we still have a time to be set by Stoner in the Haas. So session is over. Oh no, session will be over in 1 minute 30. Okay, so it's all pretty settled at the moment. Got about half the runners in the pits at this moment in time, so let's go out with Mike. He's managed to get himself in between Bass and Bo there, and he's looking to so he's ruffled the feathers of Ferrari there in the Mercedes. So he's 300ths of a second ahead of Bass, who's on 134.1, Mike on a 134.4, Bo on a 134.8, and Slacky very close there on a 135, Grim on a 135.0, Slacky on 135.0, Buddha on 135.4. So there's no real need to push for those top 6 drivers. I think they'll be happy with gaining Q2 on that basis. And we are now session is over. Yes, Mike, Bo, Slacky, Grim, Buddha, Anganiki, Martin, Portmer, Zoof, Peter, John, Boyke, Slim and Elfren. So we'll be looking to get Q2 going fairly soon. Not too sure if we've had some issues here with some of the runners. They seem to have dropped out of the game. Looks like Martin may have dropped out, and also Boyke. So we're just waiting for the drivers to come out now. I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes while I'm sorting a few things out, and once the drivers come out then I'll be back to you, so bear with me. Okay, so it's Q1 over, Q2 now, with the 15 drivers left over, and we'll be bringing that down to 10 drivers, so it's the 10 fastest drivers, and then the 10 fastest drivers will go into Q3, and in Q3 we'll then decide the positioning for the starts for those remaining 10. So Q2, important that the drivers obviously put in a good lap, because they are now going from 15 to 10. That said, equally important, go off the track, have an accident, and then out of the race. So there's a bit of a fine balance here. So the guys just going through their setups from Q1, checking them out, seeing if they're making any final adjustments. So let's run with our first driver out there, which is Boyke, followed by Anganiki there. So Boyke in the Sauber, Anganiki in the Force India. Got Bo F1 going out as well, but let's stay with these guys for now. Obviously they'll just be doing a bit of a warm-up lap to start with before they actually go into their flying laps. Oh dear, that forced India there. What's happened? Totally lost it off the track there, Anganiki. Oh no, he's not going to be happy with that. So Boyka coming in 12.13 now. Coming down that long straight towards turn 14 and 15, which are then leading up to the start-finish straight. Dear, we've got Bass has left the session. So are we having issues with the session? So turn 14. Mykeb's left the session. Oh, let's hopefully. Swoof. Anganiki. Oh dear, looks like we've got quite a few people dropping out. So let's see what happens. Maybe we'll have to do some sort of restart. Yeah, I'm just going to put you on hold now. Okay everyone, so just to give you an update there, we have had a few technical difficulties unfortunately with the multiplayer game here. So I'm going to be jumping into another session. The session was set in Q1. On the session we will again in Q2. So just start that there. So apologies for that, it has happened. We've had a few issues unfortunately with the multiplayer of recent times. Masters can sort out in the not so distant future. So just checking there. Okay, I'm spectating. Okay, so apologies to everybody for that one. Unfortunately, as I say, you know, technical issues do happen, especially with regards to multiplayers. Obviously, as far as I understand, 2017 F1 is the first one where we've had this multiplayer spectator mode. So hopefully we won't have too many issues with that, and hopefully we'll improve on that obviously for next year as well. So if you do have any feedback for us, please do send it through, or indeed if you've got any feedback for Codemasters, then I'm sure they'll be more than happy to receive it. So we're just waiting for the drivers to come in now. Once the drivers do come in, then we'll be able to start with the second session, and reduce then our 15 drivers to 10. So that should be quite interesting there. We've got some interesting fighting happening there. Obviously the Ferraris, Bo and Bass, are winners last, or effectively first and third position last season. So they'll be fighting hard. Certainly a good team pairing there. But we'll also have obviously the Renaults. Seem to have been putting in an interesting fight there with Buddha and his teammate Slacky. So it should be interesting to see what happens with regards to those two guys. Then we've obviously got the likes of Portmer and Mykeb in the Mercedes. Strong, powerful vehicle there. Good drivers as well. They all are, really, to be fair. I mean, if we look at Williams, you've got Peter and Slim Shamey again, 2 excellent drivers. Haas, Stoner and John, again, very good. Martin and Miguel, you know, Martin last week did a fantastic job in the Toro Rosso, coming in 3rd place, so getting 15 points. So they're certainly not out of the running. We've got Force India there with Alfrans and Anganiki. So we've got some very strong teams, and it does lead obviously to some very strong driving and strong racing. So if you like close racing, if you like to enjoy the thrill of that spectator as you're watching the cars inches off the gearbox of the guy in front, then I would certainly say, you know, stick with us. Watch the season. It will only get better as it goes on. We improve what we're doing, and hopefully that improves your viewing as well. To my Dutch viewers, which I would think would be the majority, obviously I know that I'm broadcasting in English, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to get some Dutch terminology being thrown in there as well. But we welcome any feedback, and we also welcome if anybody would like to assist myself with the commentary during the races, or indeed as a backup as well. That would be really great. So if anyone's interested in that possibility, do let us know, do get in contact, and we'll be more than happy to speak to you and see what we can do. So we're joining the session in Q2. As I say, guys now just loading up their setups, getting themselves ready. Obviously important that they do set good times, but as I said, equally important that they don't push too much, because really it's Q3 that they're more interested in. So they certainly want to get into the top 10 for that, and there's going to be quite a few drivers that are going to be competing for this position. So I expect Q2 to be quite a hard session. Let's hope it's not too hard in that we see any of the drivers actually going out. So we've got our first driver, second driver going out, so we've got Bo going out, so let's go with Bo. And we've also got Slacky, who's gone out as well in the Renault. Anganiki gone out as well now, Slim Shamey gone out, Martin BMW. So let's start with our first out, which will be Bo. So hopefully he'll be setting the first time, so let's stick with him. He's coming around the back now, turn 7, 8, 9, these turns, sweeping turns. Comes down that second little straight there between 6 and 5. Left-hander. Comes turn 12, 13. Coming down that long straight now, he'll have the DRS activation, and he's just going over that now. So the back flap opens up, as you can maybe just about make out there. Coming down to turn 14, so it's a hard braking turn, sharp right there, almost a hairpin really. Going turn 15 as he puts the pedal to the metal there. Turn 16, slams on the brakes, turns in. It's the second DRS to take him over the start-finish line. So that's his first sort of warm-up lap. He'll now be going into his flying lap proper. So coming around there, 1, 2, and 3. These turns very hard. You've got to go close into the right-hand edge, but maintain speed. And then when you come round, you've got to go on that left-hand side of turn 3 and 4. Sling your shot yourself out of turn 4. Little straight there. Downhill into 5, then you've got the hairpin almost there on 6. Really slow it down. And it's pedal to metal, get on the right hand side of the track there, lining yourself up for turn 7. It's full speed, turn 7. As you come out of turn 7, slam the anchors down to turn 8, turn into there, turn 8, 9, into 10. Got a little straight there as you come down to turn 11, and again turn 11, hard brake, turn left, uphill, and then you're immediately into turn 12 and 13 as you wind round there, lining yourself up for the sector 3 straight and the first DRS zone. So this is where the speed trap's set. He's just going past the speed trap, slams on the brakes, into turn 14 and 15 there, making sure you're over there, not too far over. Get on the right hand side, slam the brake down, second DRS zone, into the start finish straight, and there we have it, 134.4. So that's our first driver there, on a 134.4. We then have Slacky on a 135.8, Slim Shamy on a 135.9. Oh, nice. Martin there, 135.5. Buddha, 136.3. Ang and Nicky, 143.9. Slacky, 135.8. Grim, 134.8. So Bo's now gone 130. Oh, yeah, Boyke. So Bo's still up there. Stay with Bass. Let's see what he does on his times at this time. I was a poet and I didn't know it. Oh dear! What happened there? And Grim has taken his car out. Oh no! So Grim in the Red Bull there. Slid on the side of the track, completely turned his car around 180 degrees and spun straight into the barrier there. Let's hope that's something that he can get repaired for the race. So Bass has taken second position now with a 133.9, and Bo on a 133.6. So 300ths of a second between those two. 2 second gap between them and third place Portman in Mercedes on a 135. So everyone's running on the super softs at this moment in time. Okay, so apologies for that. I was just sending some information out to somebody there. Just looking to be spectating on the race. So we still have Bass and Bo. So Bass on 133.6, Bo on 133.6. Ang and Nicky now has gone into third slot on 134. In the Force India there. Portman has dropped down to fourth place on his 134. Martin in the Toro Rossos on 135, John F1 in the Williams on a 135, Slacky in the Renault also on a 135, and Slim Shamy on a 135. Grim F1, I believe, has crashed out, so he would have had 10th place, but Mike Ebb was taking that position there in the Mercedes on a 135. Buddha just out of the top 10 at the moment in his Renault on a 136, but he was running on softs, so he has actually pitted now, so I don't know if he's going to be looking to change tyres. And then we have Peter in the Williams, currently in 13th place. Swoof and Elfrins are on their outlaps now. So Buddha's going out, and he is going out on the softs. Okay, interesting choice. Does he feel he's going to go faster on the soft than he is on the super soft? Well, he certainly needs to. Let's see. So, Mike Ebb. Let's run with Mike Ebb now in the Mercedes. Yes, it's currently in 11th place, but 10 effectively, as he will jump up onto the top 10. Really, the race is between these two here at this moment in time. There is a second gap between them as stands, so let's see if that can be improved upon. So just to let you know again, piece of information with regards to the track. So the first Chinese Grand Prix was held in 2004, and the fastest lap was actually set at that time on a 132.238 by the wonderful and world famous Michael Schumacher. Race distance is just over 305 kilometers, and the circuit length is just under 5.5 kilometers, and the 56 laps is the full race. So we do hold to the rules. With regards to that one, so let's see if Buddha can actually improve on that time now. And he hasn't. He's on his flying lap now, hopefully. So he didn't set a time on that lap. So we do have movement here, so we've had a few changes. John has moved back up there. So at this moment in time, let's run through our runners. So we've still got Bass holding on that 133, and Bo in second place on the 133 as well. We've then got Mike Ebb in the Mercedes on a 134, Anga Nicky excuse me, in fourth place in the Force India. Then we have Portma in fifth place as it stands at this moment in time. Portma in the second Mercedes there. So we do have the Mercedes in, certainly two Mercedes, two Ferraris in the top five with Mike Ebb, Portma, Bo and Bass. So Martin in the Toro Rosso is currently in sixth position. Boyke in the Sauber in seventh position. John F1 in the Haas is in eighth position. Slacky in the Renault, second Renault there, is in ninth position as it stands this moment. He's crashed out. Slim Shamey in the Williams there is in 11th place, so they'll move up into 10. So those are our top 10 drivers as stands at this moment in time. Buddha is on a 136. Let's see if he improves on this lap now. He doesn't seem to be improving on that 136. So if he doesn't improve on that, he's going to come out. So he won't be into Q3, which means that he'll be 12th place on the grid. Peter F1 in the Williams there, 13th place at the moment. So he comes round now to the start-finish straight. Let's see if he improves on this. It's about 136.6 to beat. He wants to go under 135.7. And he hasn't beaten it. So he stays in 13th place. Elfrin now coming down to turn 14. He's on a 137.5. So he needs to pull at least a couple of seconds to get into place there. and he's pitting at this moment in time, so he's not there. So we had a little change again. So Bass in first position there, Bo in second position, Mike Ebb in the Mercedes there in third position. Anger Nicky, he's the one that's going to throw amongst the mix there in the Force India fourth position. Slacky has now gone up into fifth position in the Renault, which has pushed Portma in the Mercedes down to sixth position. Zwoof in seventh position in the Red Bull. As I say, his teammate there, Grim, looks like he's crashed out. I don't know whether he'll be able to come back in again. We'll have to wait and see. Martin in the Toro Rosso in 8th position there. Boyke in the Sauber in 9th. And John F1 in the Haas is currently in 11th place. So he'll be actually moving up to 10 unless we can get Grim back into the game on the Red Bull. Should be okay. We might be able to get Grim into the third session. I don't think the damage is so severe. So Grim's holding on in there effectively in the Red Bull, even though he's not actually on track. Slim Shamey there, coming down now. So the session has ended for the top 7 as it stands this moment in time. I think they're pretty safe on that. It's really, I would say, 9th on from Boyke on that could be potentially under threat. So let's see what Slim can do here. Slim is a fast driver, so let's see what whether he can pull it out of the bag. And Slim's gone through. He hasn't made it. He's in 12th place on a 135.7. So the only one we have out at this moment in time is Buddha. As he comes into the start-finish straight, he really wants to try and improve on that time if he can of a 130. He has improved, but unfortunately he maintains his place at 135. So drivers out are John F1, unless John can pull one out of the bag. Sorry, I do apologise, John isn't out as yet, so let's stick with John in the Haas. See if he can break 134.8. He needs to take a second off his last lap. And he doesn't. So John on a 135.5 will be 11th on the grid. Slim Shamey on a 135.7 in the Williams there will be in 12th. Whether in the Renault on a 135.9 will be 13th. Peter F1 on a 136 will be in 14th. And Elfrance will be 15th on the grid in the Force India. So session is done. So we'll be moving into Q3. So it's certainly interesting. We've got the two Ferraris as it stands first and second. Then we've got the Mercedes, followed by the well, Zwoof as it has actually gone into there now. And then we've got Anger Nicky in there as well. So Anger Nicky in the Force India, breaking things up a bit there. Slacky in the Renault in 6th. Portma in the Mercedes in 7th. Boyke will be in 9th in the Sauber. So in the middle of the grid there, it's going to be quite interesting. So Bass on a 133.6, well, on a 133.8, so only just under 200ths of a second between those two. Mike Ebb in the Mercedes in 3rd place on a 134. Zwoof in the Red Bull on the 134. Force India in 5th place. Anger Nicky on 134. Slacky in the Renault in 6th. Paul Mercedes in 7th. Toro Rosso A, Sauber 9 and Red Bull 10. So these are our 10 drivers for Q3. So, will the Ferraris be able to maintain first and second on the grid? Will Bass and Bo be able to do it? Will Porter and Maika be able to push up as well? And is Ang and Nicky going to disturb the pack? Or Boyke in the Sauber? Or Slacky in the Renault? This is really anyone's race, or anyone's qualifying. It's clearly the Ferraris have shown to be very strong, but as we know, that doesn't really amount to much. So let's go out with our first rider out there, who's Martin in the Toro Rosso. So he's on his out lap at the moment, so let's stay with him. Around turns 5 and 6. Just got that right hand side there. As he comes into turn 11, up that hill, 12, winding round to 13, ramping up the power, putting the traction down, so you're holding down. Long straight now, coming up to the DRS zone. It's a real pedal to the metal. Then as you come to the end, turn 14, slam on the brakes, hard right, into 14, turn again into 15, liner up for turn 16, straight over the DRS point, and here he goes. So Martin will be setting our benchmark time. It's hard when you're coming through those turns 1, 2 and 3 and then lining up for 4. 5 isn't too bad, coming down into 6, hard brake into turn 6. You want to get onto the right hand side of the track there, line yourself for 7, going through all the gears, top speed through, rolling round 7. Hard down into turn 8, hard left, lines up into 9, right into 9, into 10. Get on the right hand side of the track there, hold that place, go up to turn 11, hard on the brakes, hard turn left as you go up the hill there, turn to turn 12. This is where you can get a bit slippery, 12 into 13. Trying to put the traction down, the car's forcing off the track. So it's a real mix there, holding the car down. Get onto that straight, you breathe a sigh of relief, you hit the DRS point, and then it's just pedal to the metal until you get down to turn 14. Brakes on, hard right, 4. Up now on the right hand side for 16. Anchors down into that start finish straight over the DRS point. And he set a time of 1:35.0, so fantastic time there set by Martin. So it looks like 10th position there will be Red Bull, will be Grim. He's not in there, but he's held the 10th position at least, so he'll be 10. So we're racing on the top 9 here. Bass has now set the fastest time, a 1:33.7. Slacky in the Renault, second place in a 1:34. Always dropped down to third place now. Mike Ebbs moved up in the Mercedes there on a 1:34. I'm still waiting for Bo to set a time, so let's see what Bo's doing. He's coming down the final straight with the first DRS, coming down to turn 14. Hard right into 14, liner up, right again into 15. Get on the right hand side, turn 16, slam the brake, accelerate, DRS, open her up, over the start finish. And he's gone first place, 133.1, fantastic. So, Ferrari are maintaining that first and second place as we stand at this moment in time. So, Ferrari first and second, followed by Mercedes, Mikev on a 134, Zoof in the Renault, sorry, in the Red Bull, I do apologise. In fourth position, Slacky in the Renault in fifth position, Martin in the Toro Rosso in sixth position. So we're just waiting on Boyke, Anganiki in a Force India. Portman's still in the pits there. Oh, Boyke having a bit of a problem there, so he's not going to be setting a fast lap. Let's go with Anganiki in the Force India. Coming out of turn 10. We'll get on the right hand side of the track there, Anganiki. Turn 11, hard. Turn left. Watch it into 12. Don't slide it around. Through to 13. Get the power down. Keep powering, and open her up now. As he opens her up, comes to DRS. Over the DRS. Coming down to turn 14. Brake hard, turn right. Oh, he's doing some late braking there. I'll give him that. That Force India seems to be holding pretty well. Actually, that brake bias is going to be high, powerful. Turn 16 now. DRS, start finish. And he goes in the 7th place there with a 135.5. Boyke coming through now. Turn 11. Up into 12. Hold that down, get the power down. Keep holding that line. Over the DRS point. Slamming those brakes. Turn her in. Oh, it's braking too late there. Missed the turn of apex. 14 into 15. Into 16 now. Oh, it's not his flying lap, so hopefully this is now his flying lap as he comes in turn 1 and 2. Yeah. Mercedes there, moves across into 4, 5, down, round into 6, brake, hard right, get on that right hand side of the track now, put the traction down, turn left, full speed into turn 7, don't slide it off. Turn 8, brake, hard right, straighten her up there for turn 9, into 10, comes around 10 now, oh, just goes on track gate, gets straight, turn 11, brake, right into turn 11, then hard right into 12, oh, he's going off the track there, 13, wind her up, get her ready for that straight, start laying down that power. Coming up to the DRS point, and DRS is open. We're active, now he's opened her up. Coming down to turn 14 now, hard brake, turn her in, keep her in there, don't lose it. 15, that's nicely done there, into 16. Coming up to 16 now, brake, turn left, second DRS point, foot down. What can he do? He's not set a qualifying time as yet, so he really needs to get going on this. He just can't get it together. And Portman's out now, so let's see what Portman's going to do. He's going on his flying lap now, turn 1 and 2. Going down the gears, keeping it in, making the traction. Into turn left 3 there. Turn 4 left. Get the power down, coming up to turn 5. Right. Down into turn 6, hard right. Almost a hairpin there. Come round on that. Brake to the right hand side. Turn 7. Full power as you're going around turn 7, bring it in tight on the right, then turn 8, bring it tight in on the right hand side, down turn 9, round turn 9 there, into turn 10, on that start, on that straight now, up to turn 11, hard brake 11, turn right, braking hard, straight over onto the right hand side for turn 12, lay the traction down, keep your line, 13, put the power down. Red Bull moving around there to let the whole McLaren through. Get on that DRS. Over to DRS. Oh, he's lost power. He's lost something. He's got an issue there. Yeah, Boyke definitely running with an issue there. Let's not hope it's not anything that's going to take him out of the race. Seems to have some problems there, and he's got problems with the gearbox. Is he going to pit on this one? No, he's not pitting, so he's going to go for it again. Really needs to set a good lap now. Turn 1. Slow it right down. Keep tight into the right hand side. 2. Turn 3. On the left hand side. 4. Oh, he really needs to get this down now. Really needs to get this down. Coming around turn 7 now, into 8. Oh, left down into 9 then. Up to turn 11. Round now right, turn 12 and 13, laying down the power, keeping the traction. That's all the secret of turn 12 and 13. Sauber's moving across there for him. So he's on that long straight now, coming up to DRS point. DRS active. Oh, hard brake down to 14. 15, 9 up for 16 there. So he's done a 146.7. He wants to beat that in a major way. He's done a 141, so he took the first seconds off it. So as it stands at this moment in time, time is over. Nobody really is going to run that's going to make too much of a difference there. So we've got Ferraris of Bo and Bass in first and second place, 133.1, 133.7 for Bass. He's looking to try and better that. Let's see whether he can. Can he beat his teammate? 600ths of a second. Can he do it? Let's see. Can he do it? Can he do it? No, he can't. So, Bo keeps first place. Bass is in second place. Maikeb is in third place in the Mercedes. Zwoof is in fourth place in the Red Bull. Then we have Portman in the second Mercedes in fifth place. Slacky in the Renault in sixth place. Martin doing a fantastic job there in the Toro Rosso in seventh place. Anger Nicky in eighth place in the Force India. Boyke will be in ninth place. Excuse me, I hope my voice lasts in the Sauber. So great show there from Martin and Boyke from Sauber and from Toro Rosso respectively. So we'll be getting the race underway very shortly, and I'm just going to quickly go quiet for a few seconds, and I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, everyone, so we're just waiting for the race to get started now. Not too sure what's happening with the back screen. Here we go. So, welcome to the F1 Tonight 2017 Season 2 Chinese or China Formula 1 GP. 56 laps and it's raining. Oh no. So okay, so just to put you in the picture now, qualifying was in the dry. We now seems to have a wet race, so that is really going to mix things up. Bear in mind that obviously the setup will remain the same. They will be able to make a few modifications with the weight ratio, and also I think with the braking ratio, but that's about it. So this is really going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. It's really going to make for a very interesting race. We do have the Ferraris in first and second, to be expected on this track, to be fair, because it is a lot of straight line speed there. So here we are on the formation lap. Running on intermediates. So formation lap on the way. So just to run through our drivers as they are. So we have Bo F1 in first place on the grid in the Ferrari, Bass F1 in second place in the Ferrari, Maikeb in third place in the McLaren Honda, Zwoof in the Red Bull in fourth, Portma in the second McLaren, in fifth, not McLaren, sorry, Mercedes, I do apologise. Portma in Mercedes in fifth place, Slacky in the Renault in sixth place, Martin in the Toro Rosso seventh, Force India, Anganiki eighth, Boyke in the Sauber in ninth, F1 in the Williams in 11, Slim Shamy, his teammate, in 12, Buddha in the Renault in 13, Peter F1 in the Williams in 14, Elfren in the Force India in 15. Miguel has been disqualified. Not too sure what's happened there, so he'll be more than disappointed with that, I would think. Gamble in the McLaren in 17th place, and Phenomenon in 18th place there in the Sauber, and Stoner is still in the pits, and he will be in 19th place. So I'm not too sure what's happened with Miguel there. As I say, he has been disqualified. He'll be very, very disappointed with that in the Toro Rosso, especially considering the pace that he was setting in the qualifying. This is going to be a very, very mixed race. Now remember that when we get to the start, that we got that quick stint down to turns 1, 2 and 3, where the drivers are effectively turning 180 degrees, and in turn 3 they're doing a 180 back, or effectively a 100-degree turn back on turn 4 for 3 to 4. The cars are going to be very bunched up on there, so if we're going to see any incidents, that's where we're going to see them. Second incident point is undoubtedly going to be down in turn 6, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So I'm going to turn off the UI here so we can get full view for the start, and they're off. Oh dear, looks like Bo there didn't get the start he was looking for, so pretty scrappy on the start there. As they're coming down turn 1, we got the Ferrari, Mercedes. So Ferrari's got in the way. The two Mercedes there jumped into second and third place. Red Bull now in fourth, Ferrari in fifth. Coming down to turn 3, we don't have any incidents showing as yet. So everyone seems to have pretty much come through fairly cleanly on that. So Bo has lost dramatically there. 3-4 places. 4 places. Oh dear, the Force India's there, just gone off. Oh wow, this is yeah, this is going to be pretty tough. So a lot of cars going off. So with our leader now in Bass in first place, followed by Mykeb in the Mercedes, followed by Portma coming into 12, turns 12 and 13. Bo's managed to get back into 4th place in the Ferrari, Swoof in the Red Bull in 5th place, and John in the Haas in 6th place. So they're coming down that long straight there, first DRS point. Obviously DRS not enabled as yet. So it's just Bass coming through turn 14. Oh, he's taking it wide, he's taking it wide, he's taking it too wide. Oh, Mike and Paul, oh dear, Red Bull's come off, Bo's come off. Oh, they're really having problems with traction here. Bass is maintaining it. 2 Mercedes there, very close behind. Bo has managed to keep 4th place. Interestingly enough, Gamble in the McLaren has just jumped up a dramatic amount of places into 5th place. John F1 in the Haas, right up his tail there as it comes around turn 2 to 3. This is close. Let's watch these two, because Gamble's really done very well to get up into that place. John's right behind him there. So close behind him, John. Oh, they cut that corner there. Slacky's off there, he's losing positions to Boyke, Slim. Oh, this is really tough going, really tough going. So the 2 Mercedes there fighting as well, Mykeb and Portma. Only half a second between them. Bass is already pulling out a 3-second lead on Mykeb. So there we have Mykeb and Portma. Turn 11. Bo is back up there again. So we've got Mercedes, sorry, Ferrari, Mercedes, Mercedes, Ferrari, followed by a McLaren, followed by a Haas. So let's see what happens here. So the 2 Mercedes there certainly fighting between each other. Bo's looking to catch up. Bass is pulling away. Gamble now. John F1 behind him. Bo's looking to catch up there. Gamble's sliding a bit. Sauber's coming off the track there. So's the Renault. So Boyke there in the Sauber, doing a fantastic job there. 7th place. John in the Haas. Gamble. Bo. So we're starting to get a bit more of a gap now open up between these guys. So no real close intervals as it stands this moment in time. We still have the Ferrari of Bass as our race leader, coming up to turn 6. There he goes now, turn 6, hard right. Get on the right hand side of the track there, you can see the lines opening up. DRS will be enabled. We've got the Mercedes and Mykeb coming there in 2nd place, Portma in 3rd place, Bo still holding a 4th place in the Ferrari, Gamble still holding 5th place in the McLaren, John in the Haas in 6th position, Boyke in the Sauber in 7th, Slacky in the Renault in 8th, Anganiki in a Force India. He's in a Renault sandwich there between Buddha and Slacky. So Buddha in 10th place. The Phenomenon in the Sauber in 11th place. Slim in the Williams in 12th place. Miguel in the Toro Rosso in 13th place. Martin in the Toro Rosso in 14th place. Alfred losing a little bit there on that turn. He's in 15th place. Peter just coming up behind him there in the Williams in 16th place. Zwoof in the Red Bull in 17th place. Grim is not racing and nor is Stoner, so those 2 guys are out. So there's our race leader Bass. got a bit of fighting going on here between the Force India and the Renault. Oh, the Renault's come off, slacky there. Force India takes advantage. Buddha holds back, lets his teammate through there in the Renault. So Force India gets himself out of the Renault sandwich as they come into the start-finish straight. To lap 4, into 5 now. So very close in behind his teammate there, Buddha. Is he going to be taking a risk, looking to overtake him? We will see. At the moment, gaps are pretty even. We've got both fighting with 3rd place now with Portman, so let's go with that. So there we have, always very close there, very, very close. So Bo really laying down the pressure now on Portman. As they're coming down turn 5. 7, 8, sorry, turn 8 into turn 9. He's right behind. There's only half a second in it till turn 11, 10. Coming up to turn 11. Now, if he's going to take him, this is a good point to try and take him on this 12 and 13. If he can keep the grip, keep it down, get on the inside, get the line. This is where he's going to need to do it. He's certainly within the DRS. Well, I'm not too sure if DRS is enabled at this moment in time due to the wet track. Oh, he's sliding it. He's sliding it. Don't have any DRS on there. So can he take him into 14? Oh, he's really laying the pressure on. He's really looking to try and get the angles on those curbs there. Get in front of that Mercedes. He's got his opportunity here again on turn 16. So close behind each other. There's literally half a second between them. And with this, obviously, Mikeb's pulling out a lead now on his partner. So he's got a 2-second lead on, 2-second lead on Portman. And Bass has got a 5-second lead on Mikeb. So Bass is winning from this without any doubt. Mikeb's winning from this. Portman's having to defend. And Bo just keeps laying down the pressure. But now he's got Gamble behind him. And Gamble's putting the pressure on him. Oh, and Gamble's come off. No. Oh, he's going to be furious with himself there in turn 5. Sorry, not 5. Turn 7. 6. Turn 7 now as they come down right into turn 8. So these 3 cars here, Gamble, Bo, and Portman. The open's opened up now between Gamble and Bo, so we are looking at a 1-second gap, but he's going to close it down pretty quick. We've got Bo on the half-second gap to Portman, so he's really laying down the pressure on the Mercedes. Gamble's sitting there waiting for the brake, because if those two have an issue, he's going to be able to slide through. John Hunt maintaining there in 6th, Boyke in 7th, Anger Nicky, Force India in 8th, Slacky in 9th, followed by his teammate Buddha in 10th, Slim Shamey and the Williams in 11th, Phenomenon, Sauber in 12th, Miguel and Toro Rosso 13th, Martin 14th and Toro Rosso, Alfred's in the Force India in 15th, Peter in the Williams in 16th, and Zwoof there in the Red Bull last in 17th position. So here we are with Bass opening up the gap now. He's got a good 5-second gap now. Mikeb coming up behind him in 2nd place, about 2.5 seconds to him. Then we have Portman, and here we are again. And these 3 fighting it out here in turn 2. Left into turn 3. Bo all over the gearbox there of Portman. He's getting on the inside of him now for turn 5. Is he going to do it for turn 6? It doesn't really going to help him on there. And oh, he's gone in the back of him. He's gone in the back. Has he damaged his wing? Has he damaged his wing? Portman's sliding. Gamble's looking to take advantage of there and get past Bo. It's definitely damage there. I think the damage has gone to the Ferrari. Oh, and Gamble's getting through. He's getting past him. So Gamble has now got past Bo, moved into 4th position, right up the gearbox of Portman. Bo's clearly having issues. I think it's because he's got front wing damage. Just trying to see if I can get a view on that front wing of his. Yeah, he's got front wing damage, so it's affecting his downforce, which he doesn't need, certainly in the wet. So he's dropped back a position. Now we are on lap 6, they are on intermediates. Can't see them coming in for probably about another 10 laps. So is he going to stay out? What's he going to do? Because his downforce has been clearly drastically affected by this. Well, Gamble's moving up progressively on Portman. So what's going to happen? If Bo can hold his place until the next pit stop. No, he's going in. He's going in. So Bo has gone in. Portman now all over the back of... sorry, Gamble all over the back of Portman now. Gap in through the field is pretty even, so everyone's pretty much maintaining their positions. So the fight is really happening here at this moment in time. So we're having drivers already pitting. So lap 7, we're already getting people pitting. Obviously, they are putting a lot of pressure on these tyres. So here we have now Portman into turn 6 with Gamble right behind. Oh, sliding there, nearly went into the back of the Mercedes, the McLaren there. Coming round turn 7 now. Oh, Mercedes sliding there. McLaren maintaining his position, turn 8, 9. Gamble's really pushing there. He's putting down the pressure, and he's taking him on turn 9 into 10. Fantastic. So Gamble moves up in the McLaren now into 3rd place. Turn 12, 11, coming through to turn 12 now. And he's already starting to open up a gap between himself and Portman. Have we got any damage on Portman? Let's have a look on that, see if we can get a view of that front wing, rear. It would have been the rear that would have got damaged as Bo went into it. We don't have the DRS. So we can see the Portman's running in, it's sliding down. Can you take him on this one? Can you take him on here? Oh no, Gamble maintains the line there, fantastic job. What's Portman going to do? He's staying out, so he hasn't got any damage on there. And Gamble's just taking advantage of the wet conditions. And this has undoubtedly helped him. So Bo's come out in 10th place. It's 12 seconds behind Buddha as it stands at this moment in time. Or Slacky rather. Slacky's come off, I think. Let's have a look. Slacky came off because he's a lap behind, according to the track, but I don't believe that. So Slacky, the Renaults have changed position there, so Slacky's gone down to 9th and Buddha's moved up to 8th. We have Boyke in the Sauber maintaining his position in 7th, Anganiki in the Force India in 6th, John F1 in the Haas in 5th, Portman behind the McLaren there of Gamble. Fantastic overtake there that Gamble did. Into turn 5. So coming down here, so it's all pretty even gaps at this moment in time. Bass has opened up quite a convincing lead of 7 seconds at this moment in time to Mike Head in the Mercedes. Gamble's catching up on him. There's only just under 4 seconds between Gamble now and Mike Head. We've still got Portman in the game, although he's 1.5 seconds nearly behind Gamble. John F1 running 5 seconds behind Portman. Anganiki about another 6 seconds behind him. Boyke about 3 seconds behind him. Buddha 2 seconds behind Boyke. Slacky about 1.5 seconds behind there. So the two Renaults together there. Bo still in 10th place. He's made up 2 seconds. He's obviously waiting for everyone to pit so that he can then move up. Oh, we've got some close racing here with Phenomenon in the Sauber. They're coming down to turn 14. Let's see what happens there. So let's stay with these guys. Turn 14 there. Oh, Phenomenon's pressure there from Slim in the Williams. Turn 16 there. It's really laying the pressure on. Oh, they're coming down the start-finish straight here. Let's watch these two guys. So we've got Slim in the Williams, Phenomenon in the Sauber there. Oh dear, what's happened there? Miguel's come off the track. It's back on again now. Oh, he'll be gutted with that. So Zwoosh still in 17th place there, last place. Miguel now dropped down 16th in the Toro Rosso. Phenomenon in 16th place. Slim Shamy took advantage. Otani in 14th. So he's really pulling away now. Peter, his teammate, in 13th position. Force India Velfrin in 12th. Toro Rosso there, and Martin in 11th. Bo still in 10th. He's making up time. He's already dropped 5 seconds off the last lap. Slacky and Buddha 9th, 8th and 9th respectively. Boyke in the Sauber doing a fantastic job there in 7th place. Anganiki 6th in the Force India. John in the Haas maintaining his 5th position. Portman holding 4th position in the Mercedes. Gamble losing a bit of pace there. He's trying to catch up to the Mercedes there of Maikev, and Bass maintaining that 7-second gap between himself and the Mercedes there. So all looking pretty hot at the moment. Looks like all the pits are over. And we got a yellow flag for Bass. Yellow flag. So all the drivers now don't have a safety car out. All the drivers have to take their sector times. So this will be a virtual safety car. Yeah, virtual safety car. Not too sure what's happening on that. Whether there's been a crash out from anyone. Let's have a quick look. Run through the runners. Everyone's looking okay. So we don't have any issues on there. Could just be the conditions, but nobody's changing over to wet. So sector time's pretty much off from Bass to Maikev. Gamble 6 seconds gap now between him and Maikev. Portman 4 seconds. So virtual safety car is out. This could be dangerous. But it's very close here to Boyke in the Sauber. He's closed up the gap quite a bit there to about under half a second, so he needs to watch his sector times, because I would hazard a guess that he's probably over his sector times, which would then incur a penalty. So he needs to be wary of that. Stick with him here. Are we green? But we're still on the virtual safety car. We've still got flashing yellows, so he can't overtake. So he needs to be wary there. Coming around turns 12 and 13. getting on that long straight before you come down to that sharp right hand turn of 14 and into 15. So all the gaps pretty even as it stands this moment in time. Weather conditions certainly haven't helped with regards to this race. It has mixed it up a bit. The Ferrari's obviously managed to still stay in there. The loser there is Bo, unfortunately, because he had an incident with Gamble around about I think it was turn 5. Lap 6, I believe it was. So he lost lap 6. He lost some off his wing there, so he had to come in, so he's lost the position there. Mykeb's obviously kept in the position there, he's in second place. Gamble has done fantastically well. Let's have a look how he's actually moved up here. Let's have a look. So Gamble's moved up 14 places to third place, so fantastic job from him. Same there, obviously Portman's maintaining 4th position in the Mercedes. John F1's done very well there, moved up 6 positions to 5th, so he's starting in 11th place as we know, moved up 6. But Gamble's really taken advantage of this wet weather conditions without a doubt, he really has. Really made a difference to him. So we've got a number of drivers have done one stop, so I was a little bit concerned by that, thinking that Bo might have a few issues, but to be fair, the front runners haven't made any stops yet, so when they do, Bo will be in a position to move out. We've got a green flag now, so everything's green. Virtual safety car is off, so we should be able to see something interesting happening here. So that's obviously extended the lifespan of the tyres. So let's stay on stops here for now, because obviously the other drivers will be coming in for their stops, as I would expect, around about sort of 16, 17, especially with the intermediates on the wet surface. So it's going to be interesting to see how that then plays out with Bo, because he has cut down the time quite dramatically. When he came out, he was 12 seconds behind. He's now only 1 second behind Buddha, 1.5 seconds behind. So he's doing pretty well there. So there's our race leader, Bass, 10-second lead over second place Mykeb in the Mercedes there. Gamble is the surprise of this Grand Prix so far. We're only a third of the way through. He's moved up to the 3rd position in the McLaren. Portman's holding 4th place there in the Mercedes. They're coming around turn 12, 13. John now on the straight on the F1 on the Haas. Anganiki in the Force Indian there in 6th place. Boyke doing a fantastic job in 7th place. He's maintained that position. He's done a really solid qualifying and a solid race so far, so good for him. Buddha in 9th place in the Renault, closely followed by Bo in the Ferrari. So he's in the Renault Sandwich, Slacky, so Bo's between Slacky and Buddha in the Renault Sandwich there. The Renault Sandwich seems to be quite a bit happening of that during this race, so those two drivers pretty close to each other. Then we have Martin in Toro Rosso, Alfred in the Force India, Peter in the Williams there in 13th place, Slim Shamey in the 2nd in 14th place, Miguel in the Toro Rosso in 15th, and Phenomenon in 16th place. So Zwoof has come out. I think he's going to be disappointed with that. wasn't the best of races for him in the Red Bull there. So sad to see him go. Grim, as we know, really retired as well, and Stoner. So his Bass race leader, aggressively building his lead now. It's down to up to 11 seconds. Mike Ebb in second place in the Mercedes there. Gamble coming around turn 13 now. Great race from him. I'm sure he's thoroughly enjoying this race. Third place. Portmer, maybe not enjoying it so much, but happy that he's still in fourth place in the Mercedes there. He's got John in the Haas starting to close down on him. John's pretty good in the wet weather conditions, so it'll be interesting to see if he can start to bring that gap down. Oh dear, Portmer's sliding there in turn 15. Comes into turn 16 now, onto the start-finish straight. And Johnny's certainly starting to close up that gap. So there's only a 2-second gap, but he is progressively closing that down. So let's get down to Bo. So Bo is really starting to put the pressure now on Boyke. Yeah, overtakes him there on the start-finish straight. Is he overtaking him? I think he will into turn 1. He's overtaken Buddha, yeah. I wouldn't say he's bullying him, but you can see the power of that Ferrari as opposed to the Sauber. Now, before Sauber there, Boyke's going to be under pressure from the two Renaults of Buddha and Slacky. So let's stay with these guys here. Boyke's keeping up with the Ferrari though, so he's still putting pressure on him, even though he's being under pressure from Buddha. So he's a little mistake there, it's a little slide out, but he's doing well. Turn 7. This is where it starts to get tricky now. They've got the power, they need to get the traction, and then it's hard into turn 8. Straight little straighten up there into turn 9, round to 10. Oh, he's sliding a little bit there. Down that little straight there to turn 11 as they go uphill, turn right into 12. Leading to 13. This is where you want your traction. Laying down the power there. Buddha's trying to get on the inside, get a bit more power down, but he's on the wet side, so he doesn't get the traction. Oh, these guys are close. These guys are close. Sergo in car there. Oh, has he got him? Has he got him? Has he got him? No! Fantastic job there. So that Sauber's really doing a fantastic job there. Boyke really holding his ground. Ferrari is pulling away now of Bo, but he's certainly holding that Renault at bay. So he's doing a great job out there. He's fighting hard for it. 2 rides, his place. He's got 8th place there. He doesn't want to give it away. He wants to move up. He wants to catch up that Ferrari. We're now running the same engine, but that said, not the same aero, obviously, on those guys. So you can see he's really putting push down there. 6 into turn 6. Right around. Oh, you don't want to do there. Oh, and the Renault's made a mistake as well. Oh, they're coming around turn 7 now. This side by side, turn 8. Into 9. Oh, he's really protecting his position there. Oh, and the Renault. Oh, he's nearly doing there. Turn 10. He's under pressure. He's going sliding out there. Buddha's definitely putting him under pressure. It's come to turn 11. Hard right up into turn 12. Is the Renault going to take the inside? Try and take the inside track? Or is he just going to hold out for the front line speed? Sam's got a Ferrari engine in, so he should have good good straight line speed there. Can't see the Renault really catching up. We haven't got DRS enabled. It really has to be on the corners. He's trying to position himself now for the corner of turn 14. See if he can get on the inside. And he's gone inside. Sauber's gone wide. Buddha's straightening up. Oh, they're side by side there. It's coming to turn 16. Oh, and Sauber pulls out in front. Renault comes in behind. Oh, and he's done him. Oh no, Boyke's gone in. Oh, he's gone in for a pit change there. So, good job, Boyke. Fighting all the way. Buddha's gone through. So he still needs to pit. We're on lap 17 now. We did have the virtual safety car for about 2 or 3 laps. So has that extended the lifetime there? We've still seen the front runners haven't come in. So Bass, Mykeb, Gamble, Portmer, top 6 drivers still haven't come in. So they're looking to hold out. They're going to have to be coming in fairly soon. So let's see how John's doing there. Well, John's starting to slowly but surely. He's biting into the lead that Portman's gone in at the moment. He's down to 1.5 seconds. So he's probably going about 200s, 300s of a second a lap as it stands at this moment in time. So he's going to be putting Portman under pressure very soon if they don't pit. And even if they do pit, he's going to put him under pressure. So Gamble holding that 3rd place there, holding that position. It's only 3 seconds behind Mykeb in the Mercedes, but Bass really pulling up that lead now, 13 seconds. Again, slowly but surely, he's building up that lead. So a little message there from Grim. So is that in the game itself, or are we talking about the broadcast? I think it must be the game itself. Can you verify that? Okay, so really having problems here. Fantastic job. Oh, and Portman's under pressure from John now. John's really closed down that gap. Did Portman make a mistake? He must have made a mistake. John has really closed down that gap now. Turn 7 and 8. Into turn 9. So John's right behind him there. So here we are now. Got John closing up now on Portman in the Mercedes. Oh, look at this. Turn 16 now. I think John's starting to smell blood because he's really trying to close down on Portman now. Still got all these guys out without having come in. We're on lap 19. First 6 drivers still not come in. Bo has. He's moved up in 7th place. Although progressively it's going to be tight. It's probably about 34 seconds in it at the moment between him and Bass. If all the top 6 drivers were to come in, Bo might have the possibility of getting into 1st place, but I think it'd be more likely 2nd or 3rd position coming out of that. So let's see what happens. Let's see how John's doing there with Portman. Maintaining that 1 second gap. He'll be wishing it was dry and he had DRS now as he coming to turn 12. Doing a good show there with the Haas. Haas obviously running a Ferrari plant, so he does have the straight line speed. Coming down to turn 14. Let's see if Portman can keep this. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Oh, he's holding it. He's turning the wheel. John right behind him there. I don't think he's going to give him much of a break. So let's quickly run through the driver's seat. Oh. Go with this fight here then. So we've still got the Haas. It's now down to nearly 500ths of a second, 600ths of a second here. They come down to turn 6. Portman holding him off. Get on the right hand side of the track for turn 7. Portman going offline a bit there. John maintaining his line. He's pretty good, as I say, in the wet there, so he's making advantage of that. Turn 10 now as he comes to turn 11. Oh, and he's looking to try and get on the inside there, John, if you can, on turn 12 and 13. Does have that Ferrari plant. If you can get on the inside, get the right line. Paul was moving over it. He's moved back onto the line now. And this is where John's catching him up, is this final sector 3. With that straight line speed and maintaining the line. That's where he's catching him up. Oh, and we've got an issue here. Oh, okay, so Mike Ebb's now come in. Gamble's moved up into second place. Mike Ebb's pitting. So let's see where he comes out. So fight there between John and Paul. So it's mixing up there now. So Mike Ebb's obviously mixed it up now that he's pitted. So that's moved everyone else up one. So Gamble's say now moved to second place. We've still got this fight here between Portman and John. And it is very close. It's coming out turn 4. Coming up to turn 5 now. Portman, he's under pressure. He can feel that pressure. He's got John right behind him here. 7. So really laying down the pressure. So hard. It's a hard turn in the dry, let alone in the wet. It's coming to 8. And this is where John sort of keeps the line. Portman goes slightly off the line, but he managed to hold it with the power and sliding. So he slides the car far more. And they're coming around now. Turn 7. No, not 10. Whoa, what am I doing? Yeah. Coming round 12, 13. Coming down the straight now. It's going to take, and that's what John's waiting for. He's just waiting for one mistake from Portman. Just go off the line a little bit, slide it a little bit too much, lose a little bit of control, and he'll take that place from you. So Mike Ebb's come back out. So he's come back out in the 7th place. So we've still, we've still got the top 5 drivers need to pit. So at the moment, if they were, then Bo and Mike Ebb would certainly be in either 2nd and 3rd or 1st and 2nd place. Bo now catching up to Anganiki in 5th place in the Force India. So he's going to be looking to take in turn 6 now. So Bo starting to lay down the pressure now on Anganiki. Turn 7. Coming around that hard left and then brake into 8. Turn right. Maintain that line. Straight on the right hand side. Into 9. Into 10. Straighten her up. Lay the power down. Brake. Turn 11. Up the hill, right into 12, hold that right hang lane, over to the right hand side, lay down the power, keep the line, maintain traction, line yourself up for the straight, and there we have it. Top speeds, turn 14. And he's looking to take the inside line now here, Bo. Is he going to do it on Anganiki? He's doing it. He's done. No, he hasn't. He's gone off. And Anganiki takes it back. So Bo being somewhat ambitious there on turn 14. Braking late, but unfortunately too late. Misses the apex. Doesn't take the place. He's going to be angry with that. He's got the street now. He's got him on now. On the straight. He's coming to turn 1. He's going to have him on turn 1. He's got the inside line here. Yeah, he's got the inside line. He's taken him on there. Turn 1 and 2. Right into 3. Anganiki's going to be kicking himself there. Oh, is there any contact? I don't think there was. Turn 5. Down to 6 now. So Bo's starting to... oh, he's losing a little bit on there. Anganiki's keeping the pressure down. Bo's maintaining it. Turn 8. Line down. 9. Hard left. Oh, he's pushing. He's pushing Anganiki. He's definitely pushing. Coming now at Bo. Turn 11. Brake hard up the hill now. Get on that right hand side. And Mike Ebb's there as well. So we've got a Bo, Anganiki and Mike Ebb. Oh, and Mike Ebb nearly lost it off the track there. Oh, that was close. So there's Anganiki now. Ferrari into turn 14. He's not going to mess it up on this one. Not this time. No, sir. Lines are up, so Bo's happy. He's getting into that 5th place now. John has missed the pits. John's looking to pit, and he's missed the pits. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself for that. And he's going to be wishing that I didn't catch it on stream. Okay, so he's coming in. Portman's now pitting as well. Mike Ebb's out there in 5th place. Anganiki holding on to 4th place. Bo now in 3rd place. Gamble in 2nd. And Bass in 1st. So these 1st and 2nd still haven't come in. So they're going to have to be coming in soon. We're on lap 24. Nearly halfway through the race. And they're still on the same set of tyres. They're going to be coming in very soon. So we've got a real fight here between Mike Ebb, Anganiki. Yes. Anganiki's just holding him back there. He's just maintaining, he's protecting his place. Mike Ebb's looking at whichever way he can to try and get through. Turn 12 now. Into 13. Starting to lay down there. Oh, Mike Ebb loses a little bit on turn 13 now. Loses pace. Hits the side. Loses time. Anganiki brings a sigh of relief. great lake down there. He's very lucky to miss the apex and go off on turn 14 there. So there we have Bo in third place. Gamble in second, Bass in first. These two haven't come in yet. Everyone else is pretty much pitted. The only one that hasn't is Phenomenon. Okay, so Anganiki is now pitted. He's coming out. So Anganiki coming out in 7th place, so really good there. He's maintaining a good position. Buddha's now moved up to 5th place. His teammate Slacky's in 10th as it stands at this moment in time. He has pitted though. Buddha has not pitted as yet. And those tyres I think are starting to feel the wear. I think those tyres are that thin that that green band looks like it's changing colour. So he'll be coming in soon. So we have Mike Ebb in 4th, Bo in a Ferrari in 3rd, Gamble in McLaren in 2nd. Is he going to pit on this one? No, he isn't. And Bass has pitted, so Gamble will take 1st place. Let's see where Bass comes out. I would think he's probably going to be coming out around about 4th place. No, he's not. He's going to be coming out in 2nd. Sorry, I do apologise. Indeed, he's got a good lead. Got 32 seconds on his teammate. So Bass comes out in 2nd place. Really, what Gamble needs to do is really put down some fast 2 laps here. If he can put down some fast 2 laps, he can pit and potentially still come out in 1st place. But he needs to get some fast laps down there. Talking of fast laps, who's done the fastest lap? So we've had Bo do the fastest lap this evening so far on 151.4. Gamble's on 152.2. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. He's going out for that 2nd lap, but he's really starting to, he's losing traction on there. He's going to need to pit on this one. I don't think he's going to have the opportunity not to pit. So he's coming down to turn 14. Let's see how he does on turn 14, because this will be telling on his tyres. Braking nice and early, taking it nice and easy. He's going to need to come in, and he's coming in. Yeah, he's coming in now. So let's stay with Gamble. He's got a 7-second lead as it stands at this moment in time on Bass. 4. Bass has overtaken him, so he's going to come out in 2nd place. Let's have a look now. Oh no! I think, yes, Bo's taken him, so he's going to come out in 3rd. He's going to be coming out in 3rd place. Oh, he's done well though, he's done well. He has done well. So, everyone's pitted apart from Buddha. In the Renault, he's currently in 5th position. So let's go with our runners. So there we have Bass in 1st place in the Ferrari. Bo is now in 2nd place, but remember, he pitted very, very early, so his tyres are going to be starting to feel the strain. He's been pushing quite hard, so it's not a safe place as yet. Mike Ebb in the Mercedes is in 3rd place. I thought that Gamble might get out ahead of him, but he didn't, unfortunately. Then we've got Gamble in 4th place. So Gamble's 2.5 seconds behind Mykeb in the Mercedes. Then we have Bo 10 seconds ahead of him in the Ferrari. Sorry, 5 seconds ahead of him in the Ferrari. And Bass 10 seconds ahead of Bo. So we've got a bit of a fight going on here between Portmer and the Mercedes and Buddha in the Renault. Buddha hasn't pitted us yet, so he's going to be holding up. Yeah, he's come off now, so Campbell's now moved up to 4th place. Buddha is undoubtedly going to be pitting. As they come down. Is he going to pit? No, he's not. He's staying out. Okay. So Gamble's in 4th place. Buddha's in 5th place. He's got Portman all over the back of him. I thought he'd overtaken him, but he hasn't. Coming down to turn 1. And Portman is not going to be happy with this because Buddha is undoubtedly holding him back, and he wants to try and crawl back into that top 5 at least. So let's see what's happening. Okay, so they're coming down now. Turn 5, 6. Really needs to try and overtake this Renault as soon as he possibly can. He's right behind him. He's just waiting for him to make a mistake. Turn 7 now. This is where it's going to start to show, and he's tight on there. Buddha's a little bit wider in the Renault. It's coming to right into turn 8. Let's watch him through here. He's doing well. He's maintaining the line. The tyres don't look too bad. He's maintaining speed. Oh, and Paul was trying to get him through there. Coming up to turn 11. So hard brake left up the hill, then right into turn 12 on the right hand side. Then you want to move over to the left hand track. So take the right hand turn, 13. And Mercedes looking to take the inside line there. Has he done it? They're side by side. Side by side has come down to 14. Oh, and he's got him. He's got him. He's got him. Has Portman got him? Turn 16. Oh! So close. Portman coming out of 14, took the right hand side of the track. He had the traction, couldn't get the power down. He's all over the gearbox here of this Renault. He's coming to turn 1. He's going to have to take. Oh, but it takes a hard line there in turn 1, trying to cut off the Mercedes. He can't do it. He's cutting there into turn 3. He's really defending that position. And Portmer is going to be getting more and more wound up. What do I need to do to get through this guy? Okay, come down to turn 6 now. Oh, he's maintaining the place, but it's still looking like he's got good life in those tyres. Amazingly enough, he hasn't pitted yet. We're on lap 29. We're way over the halfway point. Does he think he can go the whole race with these? He'll be hoping for it. Even if he doesn't, he's holding a good position here, so I can imagine Portman's just getting more and more frustrated. He's trying everything. He's looking at all the lines here when they're coming down to these turns. Turns, and he's got him now. Has he got him? No, he went in too deep on turning 10. On turning 11, he went in too deep. Coming up to turn 12, lost the place. Oh, he is going to be fuming. So they're coming down the straight now towards turn 14. Nice and slow. Oh, turn her in, lay down the power. He's just not able to do it. That Renault is just holding him. Is he coming in now? No, he's not. He's still staying out. Lap 30. Fantastic. This is what we like to see. This is what we like to see. Nice close racing. So Portman's still trying to find a way past this Renault. What does he need to do? What does he need to do? He's still trying to put the pressure down. I mean, the only thing he can do is he's like, oh, he's trying to take him on this. It's turn 7. Come down to turn 8. He's looking every which way he can to just try and get through this Renault. But it's just defending, holding his line, maintaining the pace. So it's almost like he's come back to life on this one. Obviously, Buddha was our race winner in Australia. So he wants to be certainly in his top 5 himself, if not on the podium. So he's going to be fighting hard, but at the same time his tyres are going to be suffering. But yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. It seems to be maintaining the pace pretty well. So let's see what's happening here. And he's still staying out. Okay, I think the only way we're going to see Buddha coming in for a tyre change is if Portman actually manages to get past him. Now, turn 1 and 2 seems to be a good spot for the Mercedes. But he's just holding back now. He's not really so much putting on the pressure. He's maintaining his pace. He's just holding back, waiting for him to come in. He's going to need to come in and do a tyre change. As long as he doesn't drop the pace. I think Portman's starting to settle a bit there. But, you know, Buddha is maintaining the pace, so it's not doing him any harm. Okay, so let's go up a bit here. We've got Gamble now, closing in on Mercedes, Nykev. So coming out of turn 13, coming down towards turn 14. Let's see what they can do. Well, he's putting the pressure on without any shadow of doubt. Oh, he's really putting the pressure on now. I mean, Gamble's had a fantastic race. Come up 13 places. Was in first place at one point. Obviously, once the pit stops came out, then he did come out in 4th. But he's really been putting the pressure down. It's been a tough race in this wet conditions. Especially bearing in mind that obviously we were going with dry conditions on the qualifying, so the setup would have been for a dry. So it does make a hell of a difference when you're actually doing the race, when your conditions are completely flipped over. But that said, same conditions for everyone, and Bass and Bow have maintained their first and second places. So again, good job from them, good show from them. Kev's under pressure now, really is, from Gamble. Just a little update there on the Renault for Buddha. He did pit eventually. A fantastic stint there, and he's helped him out a great deal. He's moved up into 8th place. It's turn 14. Is he going to try and go in a bit deeper on here? Oh, is he going to do it? No! You can't do that. Way too late. Gamble's going to be kicking himself there, and Michael's going to be have a little bit of a grin on his face from that one. So Michael can be a little bit easier. Gap's opened up a bit now between him and Gamble, so he can take it a little bit easier now. But he's still going to be under pressure within the next lap. There's Bo, happily in second place there. Bass in first. So Michael in the Mercedes there, still under pressure from Gamble. Let's quickly run through the rest of the pack. So we got Portmer in 5th place in the Mercedes, Anganicki in the Force India in 6th, John F1 in the Haas, Buddha in the Renault, Slacky in the Renault, Martin BMW in the Toro Rosso. He's done a good job. I mean, you know, he was up in 7th place, he's down to 10th, but he's really been doing really well. Did well in the qualifying as well. Slim Shamy in the Williams in 11th, Peter in the Williams in 12th, Boyke in Sauber 13th, Elfran in the 2nd Force India there in 14th, Miguel in the Toro Rosso in 15th, and Phenomenon in the Sauber in 16th place. DNFs, we have Zwoof in the in the Red Bull. We have Grim in the other Red Bull, so both Red Bulls out there, and Stoner in the Haas. So let's get back in, let's see what's happening. So Gamble still looking at the gearbox of Mike Ev in the Mercedes. So these guys are really, I mean, Gamble's been fighting the whole race. Mike Ev's been bidding a pretty tough run in as well. I don't think he's going to want to give 3rd place away again. So he's going to be looking to keep that McLaren at bay. Gamble's going to be looking at every opportunity he possibly can. As we saw on turn 14, he was willing to, you know, brake that a little bit later, dive in. Unfortunately, it just doesn't help you when you're coming through the apex. So we're 34 laps into this 56 lap race, coming to turn 8 and 9 now, with placeholders 3 and 4, Mercedes and McLaren respectively. Turn 11 now. Go uphill, right into turn 12, get onto the left hand side of the track, ready to wind yourself round to the right and then the left as you come through turn 13. No DRS obviously due to the conditions. So Gamble maintaining that. Let's have a look here at Bo, because we've got to remember Bo came in quite early on, and he's coming in now. Yeah, I thought so. He's coming in now for a tyre change, so Bo's going to be coming in. That's obviously going to open up now for Mike Evan will take 2nd place, and Gamble will move back into 3rd place. So Bo should come out in 4th. Yeah, he'll be coming out in 4th. Portman will obviously be looking to try and break that, but no, Bo's out. So Bo comes out in 4th. Portman is now closer behind him in 5th. So pretty much really from the start, we've got the Mercedes, we've got the Ferraris, the ace, the wild card in this race is undoubtedly the McLaren and Gamble. So this guy has really got into the mix. He's been splitting the Mercedes and the Ferraris nearly most of the race. So is he going to be able to move up even further? I think we've got a good possibility of some certainly looking at second place. It all depends on the pitting. I mean, we've seen Bo come in now on lap 34. We didn't see the other runners come in till 27, so potentially we could see the likes of Bass, Gamble and Maikev stay out for the rest of the race on these tyres. Now that said, I think there's every possibility we could look at Gamble moving up into second place. Bo obviously now on a fresh set of tyres will be able to move up, so he should be able to apply pressure to Gamble, although he's 17 seconds behind. Gamble or indeed Maikev in the Mercedes, depending if Gamble overtakes him. So 17. Yeah, we could start to see a very interesting race from about lap 45 on. So be interested to see what happens. Everyone's pretty much getting settled into a pace now. So Portman's 15 seconds behind Bo, who's in 4th place. Bo's 17 seconds behind Gamble, who's in 3rd place. Gamble putting the pressure on Maikev in 2nd in the Mercedes. And then we have Bass, who's 20 seconds ahead of Michael in the Mercedes. So he's got a half a minute ahead of them. So the fight's really going to be for this second, 3rd and 4th. But let's go a little bit further down. Let's see what else we've got. We're going to have a bit of competition here. Certainly Nicky in the Force India has been showing a great race as well. So he's now putting pressure on the Mercedes of Portman. So Portman really needs to put his foot down because he needs to catch up to Bo as well. So Nicky's been in the mix there as well with the Mercedes. And still in there. John in the Haas, nice and steady, again nice and close up behind Nicky, as he has been pretty much most of the race. Buddha in 8th place, with his teammate Slacky in 9th. So they're a little bit further down the field, so a little bit of a bigger gap there. Then we have Martin, BMW, and the Toro Rosso. Solid race from him. Doing a great job there in 10th place for the Toro Rosso. Slim Shamey in the Williams. Williams not doing so well, didn't fare so well last week either, unfortunately. So, well, they did, because Slim obviously came in 2nd. But unfortunately, teammate Peter coming in 9th didn't help a great deal. So Williams, okay, they're not going to be happy. Slim's not going to be happy with 11th place, undoubtedly, this evening, especially considering he had 2nd last week. But then again, you know, Buddha had 1st and he's in 8th. So, you know, wet conditions makes things a bit different. Then we have Peter, F1 in the Williams in 12th place. Boyke in the Sauber in 13th. Alfred's all having a little bit of an off-track moment there in 14th place. Then we have Miguel in the Toro Rosso in 15th place. And Phenomenon in the Sauber in 16th place. So there's our race leader, Bass. Only 19 laps to go. Maikev coming down now. 2nd place, still with Gamble. Trying to decorate his gearbox there. Oh, is he going to... Oh, it's not easy. Not easy. Okay, brake in 16th, power down. Get yourself round up for turn 1. Let's just watch this. Let's just watch it in turn 1 here. So he's hugging the right hand side there, playing with the gears, keeping the revs up, maintaining the power, into the line, left hand side, turn 3. Maintain the power, get that traction down, turn 4, line it up, little right into turn 5 there, downhill, Turn 6, hard right, get on the left hand side of the track. Power down, start moving towards the right hand side of the track, ready for turn 7, left hand turn. Nice and tight in on the left hand curve. Ride it out to the right. Coming into turn 8, hard right, line it down, turn 9, hard right into 10, sorry 9, 10, straighten her up, power down towards 11, brake, hard left, up the hill to 12, get the right hand side, left hand side of the track as you go round turn 13 towards the right. Laying down the traction and the power, trying to maintain the power and the traction and the line. Left hand side down the straight. Breathe a sigh of relief. Start looking for your braking point for 14. Get ready. Brake. Turn. 14 apex. 15. Line it up. Get on the right hand side of the track for turn 16. Brake. Left into that start finish. Over the DRS. Power down for the start finish. Oh, these guys are close. Somebody's going to make a mistake, and they're going to do it soon. So really pushing there. Campbell really laying the pressure down. Anganicky putting pressure on Portmer as well. Oh, let's watch this. So Anganicky laying the pressure down on. Oh yes, and it's point. Oh my God, he's taking him out. Is he taking him out? No. He's lost the front wing. Oh, Nicky, you pushed too hard. He's damaged the inside front wing there, so that's going to majorly affect his downforce. Has Portman suffered any damage? Let's have a quick look here. Don't think he has, because he was on the back tyre, so I don't think Portman suffered any damage. Anganicky's the one that's come worst off on that. And he's I'd be surprised if he doesn't come in, because he's taken out the left hand. We saw Bo had the same issue earlier on this evening, and he had to come in straight away. So I would expect to see Anganicky coming in. Now that obviously gives John an opportunity in the Haas to jump up into 6th place. So coming around 12 now. See how Anganicky gets on this 12. This will tell whether he needs to come in. Let's see him come out of this turn 12, 13. He's not laying down the same power, because John has really closed up to him. Is he going to come in? Let's have a look. Or is he going to stay out? He's coming in, yeah. Thought he would. So John moves up in 6th place. Portman now a little bit safer. He can start to try and close that gap now between the Mercedes and the Ferrari of Bo in 4th place. Gamble still all over the gearbox there of Mike Ebb. So these guys doing a fantastic race here, especially in these conditions. Mike Ebb obviously holding him back, and Gamble takes all the risks. Oh, he's gone into turn 12, he's gone deep. He hasn't. Have you not learned you can't go deep? You missed the apex. You're not in the dry. Gamble is trying to take every opportunity he can. So let's see if he tries the same tactic in 14. He's going to try the late braking. Too much of a gap. Let's have a look. No, he's not taking the risk on that one. He's not taking the risk on that one. Let's see if he tries it into turn 1. Turn 1 through to 2. Let's have a look if he tries it on here. I don't think he's got the gap. It's half a second. Mercedes hugging that 1 and 2 nice and tight on the right, nice and tight on the left for 3. Oh, opening up for 4. He's just not doing it. He's going to try and do it in turn 6. Let's have a look. No, Gamble's not so keen now on the late braking. I think he understands that it doesn't always necessarily pay off. So turn 8 now. Right it for turn 9. He's always looking for the gap. He's always looking around the side. He's waiting for that opportunity to break through. Coming up to turn 11 now. Is he going to go deep again? Is he going to go deep again? 12. Just get the right. He's doing. He just hasn't got the power. And this is where the Mercedes is winning out at this moment in time. He's keeping up with him. It's going on the inside. Oh, tries to take him on the inside there, doesn't manage it. So, and Mike Ebb's coming in. So Gamble's now moved up into second place. Now Gamble's been putting a lot of pressure on these tyres. I think he was hoping to go to the end on these tyres. He's got 14 laps to go. He's going to stay out, which is going to be risky. Now, Bo has now moved up into third place. Mike Ebb coming out now. Oh, what's happened there? Portman's completely missed. Portman coming into the pits there. So John's now moved up into fifth place in the Haas. Mike Ebb in the Mercedes is out in fourth. Bo's got back into third place. Gamble's moved into second place. And we've got 14 laps to go. Ooh, am I going to call it? Am I going to call it? Okay, I'm going to call it. We still see Bass will maintain first. Gamble will come in second. Bo will come in third. So we will see a Ferrari podium, but with a McLaren in the middle. This has really been great. So Mike Ebb there in the fourth in the Mercedes. John in the Haas, great steady race from him. Fifth place. If he stays out, he'll be happy with that. Buddha will certainly be looking to stay out in sixth place. I don't think he's going to be looking to do a tyre change anytime soon. Portman's obviously done his second tyre change, so he's in seventh place. So there's got a bit of pressure now on Portman onto the Renault there. And then we've got a Renault sandwich, so there we have Slacky. So Slacky in eighth. Portman and Mercedes is the filling. And Buddha and the other Renault there. So we've seen this earlier on. I would expect Portman to overtake the Renault. So let's see what happens. Let's stay with these guys. So we've got some nice close racing here. Oh, hang on, we've got some nice and close here between the Toro Rosso of Martin and Force India of Ranganiki. Let's go with these guys a bit. And it's coming in there. girl's gone in on the other Toro Rosso there. Girl's looking to try and overtake this Force India. I think the Force India's got too much straight line speed. He gets him in the corners, but he just doesn't get him in the straights, or the straighter areas, certainly. So it's close behind them, but that Force India's starting to pull away, create that gap. But a great show, certainly from Martin and Toro Rosso this evening. He's done very well there. Surprisingly small amount of DNFs as well, which is good to see. So 12 laps to go. So we've got Portman now laying the pressure down on Buddha in the Renault. Coming down to turn 14. So we're looking to try and get on the inside of 14. No, he's not. He's got the wet side of the track to try and see if he can get past that Renault. I think he's pretty firmly stuck in that Renault sandwich at this moment in time. Turn 2, on left into 3. His tyres can't be green, he's already been out for at least 2 or 3 laps on them. To turn 6. Good show there, but it's just not making up the pace, Portman. So Buddha in 6th place there, Hassad John in 5th place, Mike Kev in the Mercedes, 4th place, Bo in 3rd place there, Gamble in 2nd. Turn 14. Gap between him and the Renault there has opened up somewhat. It has allowed the Renault Slacky to catch up to the Mercedes as well. So 6 laps to go. Oh, 7 laps to go. Turn 1, 2, Renault going a little bit wide there. Down into turn 4. Coming up to turn 5. Down to turn 6, hard right. Get on the left hand side of the track. Bring around to the right hand side, come round. To the left into turn 7. Hit the left hand curb. Just kiss it. Oh, and then straighten her up for 8. Brake hard. It's nice and tight into 8. Straight into 9. 10. Level it out. Bring it up to turn 11. Open her up. Brake. Turn hard right into 12. Get on the left hand side of the track. Bring her round, left hand turn, 13, straighten her up, breathe a sigh of relief, having looked hopefully a breaking point on 14. So Buddha putting in a nice solid showing there. Fastest lap is still Bo. So let's have a quick look at the position changes here. So Bass moved up 1 place, was in second to first. Gamble 15 places, so 17th to second. Bo has dropped down 2 places, was first, he's now third. Mike Ebb was third, now fourth in the Mercedes. John F1 done well as well, has moved up 6 places, so he was in 11th. Buddha was in 13th, so he's moved up 7 places, 6th. And the other runners, Portman, Snacky, Anganiki, Martin, lost places. Slim Shamy, Peter, Elfren, Miguel and Phenomenon have obviously gained places as well. We have had DNFs. Zwoof, the major DNF there, unfortunately. But, you know, it does happen. Both Red Bulls out. It is, unfortunately, one of those things within the game. So here we are, let's get in with Snacky now. Catching up on Anganiki. He's moved between him and the Mercedes of Portman. So Anganiki has overtaken Snacky there. Now moving up towards Portman. So we've got Miguel hot on the heels of the Renault. Snacky's coming in. So Miguel's now moved up to 9th place. Anganiki, 8th place. Portman in the Mercedes 7th. Buddha in the Renault 6. John in the Haas 5. Mike Ebb in the McLaren. Okay, sorry about that. We lost comms there for a little bit, so I do apologise for that little break there. Okay, so as I was saying beforehand, what we're looking at is really where we are with this. So we've got Mike Ebb in 4th, Bo in a Ferrari in 3rd, Gamble in 2nd, and Bass in 1st. So running through this, this is where it's getting close. It's with Portman now and Buddha, because he's really putting the pressure now down on this Renault. They've got 6 laps, sorry, 6 laps to go, 7 laps to go. Yeah, we're on lap 49, 56, got 7 laps to go. So pressure now being put down by this McLaren on the Renault. But very close behind, we've got Anganicki coming up in the Force India to put pressure on the Mercedes. So this is going to be very, very tight indeed. So bear in mind, obviously we've only had 1 pit stop there from Buddha. He did stay out for a long stint in the first stint. He was the last driver actually to pit. So he's certainly going to be looking to stay out there. John F1, I think he'll stay out as well. Gamble and Bass, can't see them coming in. Not so close. So we've got a fight here, certainly between 6th and 7th. And 8th, because Anganicki's not too far behind and it's closing quite rapidly. Mercedes is really sliding. Saw this earlier actually, one of the other drivers that had pitted. It's just, I don't know if it's their style or whether it's the tyres not warmed up enough. So there we have it. So we have Ferrari, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Haas, Renault, Mercedes. Here, just feathering the accelerator on there. Try not to put too much power down, maintain the traction. Oh, and Miguel has retired. Miguel has retired from the session. That's a shame because he was doing really well. He had good qualifying, good race. He was doing well. So down to the last 6 laps now. We're still putting the pressure on the Renault here. Anganicki very closely behind him. So a real fight going on here for 6th and 7th place. Anganicki's starting to really put the pressure now on that Mercedes, giving Buddha a little bit of breathing space in the Renault to start pulling away from him. So Portman's having to go somewhat defensive, which is allowing the Renault to start to open up a bit. He's still keeping in place, it's 1.5 seconds, but Anganicki now is half a second behind him. So you can see him in his mirrors. Oh, they're coming down turn 10. Is he going to try and take him on 11? No, he's too far behind. So the Renault comes round. Mercedes, Toro Rosso, and there we have our race leader. So Bass coming up to enter the mix. This could get interesting. So Bass, our race leader, is now approaching 6th, 7th and 8th place. These guys have their own fight going on. They're not really going to want to move aside and, okay, potentially let their opponent past. So what's Bass going to do? He's just going to go for it. He's got 4 laps to go. He's going to try and get through them. Or is he just going to hold back? He's got a 30-second lead. Doesn't have to push. But is he going to push? Let's wait and see. So Anganicki still only just over half a second behind Portman. Portman now losing that gap to the Renault. He's 2 seconds behind the Renault now. But you just saw the Ferrari coming into shot there behind the Force India. You should see him now. There he is, Bass. Let's have a look at it from Bass's point of view. So there's Bass, our race leader. Is he holding back? He's taking it nice and easy around here. Let's wait and see. Let's hold it back a little bit there. So let's go with Anganicki now. Hot on the heels of the Mercedes of Portman. It's really starting to put the pressure down on him. I mean, it's what, half a second. And there's Bass in the background just holding back. Doesn't really want to start getting into mixing it with these guys, I think, because it's just going to not help his race, potentially put him out of the race if anything were untoward were to happen. So I think he's doing the right thing there, holding back a little bit. So here we have it. I'm going to keep getting closer and closer to that Mercedes. Portman not giving up. He's closed the gap down now. It was 2.2 seconds to the Renault. He's now brought it down to just under a second. So I think he's starting to realise that really his best form of defence is attack. When he started to go defensive against the Force India, he lost ground to the Renault and the Force India closed up. So I think really it's still a who gets there first, really. So Buddha's going to certainly be defensive because he's not got too big a gap between him and John. Portman's going to be pushing, and Portman is going to be pushed by Anganicki. And then behind them, about a good 3 seconds, is Bass, who's watching it all unfold in front of him. This could get interesting. So, coming up to lap 54 now. So there we have the Renault of Red Bull. Sorry, the Renault of Red Bull. The Renault of Buddha. Followed by the Mercedes of Portman. Oh, and Nicky's trying to get in there with a Force India. Portman's closing up now on the Renault. Oh, dearie me. Pushing. Portman's pushing on that Renault. He's getting on the dirty side of the track. Is he going to try and do something here on turn 6? Too late. Oh, he's trying to go in a little bit deep there, lost it. Bass, he's definitely holding back there. He doesn't want to get involved in this. So, Portman was pushing there on Buddha. They've only got 2 laps to go. Bear in mind, Buddha's only done 1 pit stop. It's only really the race leaders and Phenomenal in the Sauber that haven't. Oh, he's pushing, and he's overtaking him. He's done it. Yes, he has. So Portman has now moved ahead of Buddha, which means that Buddha is going to be under pressure from Anganicki, which he is as it comes into turn 13. Oh, he isn't going to pit though. He wants to get those tyres a little bit wetter. Get the heat. Lose it. Oh! And Angelik's got a bit too deep. Now Bass has come into the play. So Bass is now overtaking Angelik as a back marker. He's now coming up on Buddha. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So Budva's about a second behind Portma, and behind him is Bass. So the Renault is still trying to get the pressure down. Now we've got the Bass of Ferrari of Bass bearing down on the 7th place Renault of Buddha. And all this on the last 2 laps. You couldn't have planned it better. Okay, so here we go. Buddha still pushing, but the gap opening up now. Is Bass holding back? Is he holding back? Is he just taking it easy? He's not pushing so much. One lap to go. Oh, he's coming into there. Oh, yes. And Bass sees the possibility there. Obviously, Buddha's got to give him the place anyway because he is the race leader. So, Buddha on a firm 7th place. Oh, Martin said retired. He hasn't retired. He is still in. Oh, it's Miguel that retired. I do apologise. I thought it was Martin. Okay, so Buddha 7th place. Portma 6th place. So, as our race leader Bass comes over the line, final lap. It's very close. Still Bo's, as I expected, Bo would come up on Gamble. There's only a 1.5 second gap between them, but unless something goes drastically wrong, I think that's what we're going to see. As I was saying, a Ferrari sandwich with a McLaren in the middle. So fantastic show there from Gamble. Let's go with our race leader, Bass, as he comes through. Down into turn 16. Sorry, not turn 16, what was I saying? Turn 12, 13. Down the straight now. Comes across now. So Bass in the Ferrari, started in 2nd place, finishes in 1st. Fantastic win from him. Gamble, amazing 2nd place. Gamble, and let's get this right because I don't want to get it wrong. Gamble started in 17th and he's finishing in 2nd, so a jump of 15 places for him. So fantastic show from him. Bo was in 1st, finishes 3rd, so he's going to be happy he's on a podium, but not happy he was higher up. Michael in the Mercedes now, coming down the final straight into turn 14. Started in 3rd, finishes in 4th. He'll be disappointed he's missed out on a podium, but glad he's got the points there. 12 points, so he'll be happy with that. John, fantastic job from John as well in the Haas. Finishes in 5th place. Started in 11th, so he'll be happy with that. Again, points obviously helpful for him. 10 points on that one. Then we have Portman in the 2nd Mercedes. So started in 5th, finishes in 6th. Oh no, sorry, what am I saying? No, I do apologise, he's a lap down. Buddha finishes in 5th. Martin in 6th, Slacky 7th, Anganiki 8th, Peter F1 9, Slim 12. So yeah, fantastic race. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies if I wasn't fully up to scratch. Obviously I missed last week because I had a cold. Unfortunately, my voice is starting to go now as well. I suppose it takes it after 2 hours constantly talking. But fantastic race there. So there we have our winners. So in 1st place we have Vass with a Ferrari. 2nd place we have the McLaren of Mud, and in 3rd place obviously the Ferrari there of Bo. So fantastic show there, undoubtedly. I think from Gamble in there. So Bass 1st place in the Ferrari, Gamble 2nd place in the McLaren, Bo 3rd place in the Ferrari, Mike Ebb 4th in the Mercedes, John 5th in the Haas, Paul Muss 6th in the Mercedes, Buddha 7th in the Renault, Martin 8th in the Toro Rosso, Slacky in the Renault. Great race from everyone. Hope you enjoyed it this evening. Look forward to seeing you next week. Have fun.